This video will go through how to use the question import feature to upload your own questions to Horizon. To start, you have to access Horizon, which is located after you log into Blackboard. So you're going to log into Blackboard, click on the eCart tab, and open Horizon. Once you are in Horizon, you are going to go to the question bank, and then the drop-down menu will give you a question import option. And if you click on that, it will take you to the question uploader tool. Now, in order to start, you need to have a file so that you're going to be able to do that. The file is located in the instructions, and you're going to download it to your computer. Once you have it open, I recommend doing a file save as and saving it as a blank template in a place that you will remember. So for now, I'm going to save it to the desktop. I'm going to go ahead and click Save. That blank template can be used later on for the next set you do, and then you can do a file save as again and save it as what your test is. This test is going to be colors and shapes. And I'm going to call it that so I remember what I'm looking at. Now I'm going to go back in here and look at these directions. These directions are available for your reference for some of these things. So when you're looking at it and it asks you what the thinking level is, you're going to make sure that you have that correct, and the question scope and the standards and things like that. These directions can be printed or just referenced yourself. You can make them bigger, but if you right click on them and you get the print option, you'll be able to print them that way. I'm going to leave them open for now, but go back to here. Make this bigger and take a look at this. Now, to start my questions, I'm going to look at my headings and I need a label. If I look at my instructions, it says the label or unique ID is going to match the standard. I have my standards pulled up here, and I'm looking at basic properties of objects. So I'm looking at the colors of objects. So it's Science for Kindergarten K4A. So K4A is my standard. My thinking level is going to correspond with a knowledge level, so I'm going to put a 1. These are not just numerical representations. The scope is going to be how the question shows up in Horizon. If you would like it to be private, so only you can see it, you're going to put a P in there, and if you want it to be school public, you're going to put an S. Those are the only that you will have permission to do. I'm going to make it school public so teachers in my school can access it. I do not have a narrative that goes with this. This would be if you were doing a reading test and you wanted to match it. I am creating this question, so I also am not putting a source. The correct answer is going to be with if it's A, B, C, or D, or in this case 1, 2, 3, or 4. So it's going to be 2. And then I'm going to do my question text, and I'm going to say, what color is this object? And my answer options are going to be blue, red, yellow, and purple. I'm going to make a note in my question text that I need to insert my red square that I have a picture of, so that I remember to do that when I've uploaded my test. If I go through the rest of the options, there's just room for more, but I only want 4 choices, so that's where I'm going to stop. As you can see, now I have all of my questions written with notes for what I need to edit, and I'm ready to import. So I'm going to click Save, go back to where I have Horizon open, browse for my file, which I have saved in a location I remember, and click Import. Once I have done so, my questions are now in Horizon, but they're not going to be visible yet. Anything that is red will need to be fixed. So in this case, I can click here and select my standard, and it will show up in the proper language. So this was a kindergarten science standard. So I'm going to navigate through these drop-down windows. So it's good that I was close so that I knew where I was supposed to go. And I'm going to drop down to here, and it matches the 6 basic colors. And then I'm going to apply it to all of those K4 ones and submit. That fixed part of them, but now I need to fix these in the same way. kindergarten. 4, B, and this one is identifying and naming the shapes. I'm going to apply it to all of them and submit. Now, remember I made these notes that I said I needed to insert a red square in this case. I can do that as long as I have that image saved already, and I have saved those images to my desktop so that I could access them for this purpose. So I'm going to go into the rich text editing, and in this case I'll be able to do this once Java works. So I'm going to run Java if I need to. And now I have an area where I can do that. So instead of saying insert red square, I'm going to actually insert the red square. This is the image icon, and I can click on that and browse on my computer to where I have that image saved. So, and I even called it red square so that I would remember. I'm going to click OK, and now I have a red square there. If I wanted to do any editing on any of the others, I could edit any of the answer options or insert pictures for those in the same manner. I'm going to save and close that question since I am finished and work my way through the rest of the questions in the same manner. As I'm in this editor, if I wanted to bring attention to any of this, I could also edit the text by creating bold or changing the font or the centering, making sure my questions are spelled check. If I wanted a hyperlink to link to a website, I could also do that. All of your basic word processing functions are available within this editor. As you can see, I have all of my objects loaded, my formatting done, and now I'm ready to create this. If all of these questions were ready to, or are all going to be on the same test, I can go ahead and turn it into a test by creating test, naming it, and remember it's my colors and shapes assessment, and then I'm just going to click publish. Now I have a test. To access this test that you have created, you can hit either the Edit Test button here, or you can search for it by what you called it in the test bank by the correlating standards.